welcome back to Two Nigerian Women. My name is Ibukun.
And my name is Abidemi. Welcome. I think I'm going to start doing greetings in different languages. Just trying to
Ah,
incorporate it. I
I
saw
bet.
that somewhere actually, but yes, it just seemed very interesting. So I'm going to start with Hola. Welcome to today's episode of Two Nigerian Women. I hope you enjoy our time with us as we are going to enjoy our time with you.
Yeah, but you see,
Today,
if I call you and you greet me hola today and bonjour tomorrow, I'll say, "Are you okay?" That's
no,
genuine.
it's for our. Are you our audience? You are doing that for my audience. Please, my people, would you like it? Because I think it's very interesting. Anyway, if you want to do any language, you can comment the language you want me to say hello to you in wherever
Okay.
you are. Comment it, teach me,
Hmm.
explanation, whatever. I will do it for
There
you.
you go.
This greeting is especially from the Tongan people of Solomon Islands, and I'll say whatever they want to say. So yes,
Actually, you can then shout out the fan, right?
yes,
So,
you.
yeah, go on.
Yes, please.
Why don't
Feel
we?
free to write your name, where
Yes.
you are giving this, you want the shout out from, and how you say hello in your language, and maybe even goodbye. I might forget the goodbye part, but I'll remember the hello part. Tell me, I'll put it down. Teach me how to pronounce it. I will do it, and I'll give you a shout out. So let's start. Let the challenge begin. We
Let
don't
the
have to go
challenge
from there.
begin.
You can start small. Well, I'm mixed. I'm mixed race, Nigerian, so I have a lot of mixes in me. So I don't know.
Sorry, what?
So I can say my mom is from one part of Nigeria and my dad is from one part of Nigeria. But actually, my parents are not fully from Nigeria, but
Ah,
that's another.
that is another conversation. Let us not even go there.
Mom is more Nigerian than my dad. Let's just say that.
Hey, that
Yes,
one is Wahala kind of world.
it is a weird one. Anyway, so that I'm going to greet. Actually, I'm going to pay homage to my heritage on both
Oh,
sides. So I'm going to say something. But yes, so I'm going to start with my people, and I probably will go on to Ibokun's people because she's
well,
also mixed race Nigerian, a
uh,
potpourri of all sorts of races. And
honestly,
so, yes.
let's just share like a.
So
This is
our
not what we're
Nigerians
talking
know.
about,
No, but
but
seriously, just so our Nigerians know, no one is ever fully from where
fully,
they are.
it's
I
true.
think
It's
we
true.
need to start getting that into our head. You are not fully Nigerian, no matter how much you wish it. There is something.
Mm,
Thank God for borders now. That's kind of kept us, or
mm,
corrals that's kept us in a place. There've been a lot of
mm,
migrations over time. We're talking about 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 1,100 years ago. There has
mm.
been a lot of migration. So a lot of us have a lot of mixes.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend that is from South Africa that is 4% Nigerian.
Hey, our
Exactly. So
sister.
those things really happen. So no one is
Mm,
fully Nigerian. So just so you
mm.
know, I'll put it out there. But yes, welcome to the day. We're talking about Nigeria, we're talking about heritage, we're talking about us
Oh
as
dear.
a people.
Perfect segue, Sissy.
Yeah,
Perfect segue.
yes. But we had a lighthearted session a
Mm.
while back, and we're just talking about funny questions that people ask as regards Nigeria and Nigerians. And I came across a couple of questions on Quora. Shout out to Quora, we're here for you. So I have a couple of questions that I found on Quora, which I find very, very laughable. But for a lot of people, it is not laughable because these are genuine questions, genuine concerns,
Mm.
and genuine feelings that people have.
Mm.
So I'll start with one.
Mhm.
Why do Nigerians find it easy to talk bad about Nigeria and other Nigerians? And I'll start with that. I think it is
Mm.
very easy because a lot of us don't want to live in denial. And I think the country has dealt a lot of people a big blow and will rather not pretend that all is well when it's not well. I think that is
Mm.
my
Mm.
own perspective. Why I don't know about talking about other Nigerians because I don't do that, so I cannot speak to that side. It's
And
not
we still do here. We were just talking about a very good brother of ours that is in Kirikiri now. So we do talk about other Nigerians, to be fair.
But we're not talking bad. It's not bad. It's not
No.
it's what is reality, is what's happening to him. So
Mm.
I'm not
Mm.
talking bad. I think they're talking in terms of a gossipy kind of way. But
Oh, I
that's
see.
yes. So I can't relate with that, unfortunately. So
Mm.
I can't relate to that side, but I can talking about Nigeria as a people and Nigeria as a country. it is very sad, especially growing up. You've seen how Nigeria has fallen from grace,
Mm.
how things used to be and how things are not. I have a friend that's turning 50 this year. We're talking about some drink. I don't know who can remember Veep. Veep was a
Oh, the one in the cup.
orange cup, yes. So when I
Yes.
moved to this country and I saw those small cups of yogurt, it took me back. The petit filo cups, it took me back to Veep because Veep was orangey red, and you just put the straw anywhere on the foil and you could drink, and it had a very wholesome. That was way before Capri Sun became a thing. Veep, and she could relate. And this company was in Lagos, but this person grew up in, I think, in Ibadan. And she used to drink Veep. We used to take Veep to school. That was like the best lunchbox accomplishment you could ever think of. And now when you think about it, and then we used to have Okim biscuits as well. And then when you think about it, a lot of things have changed.
They have.
Nigeria is not what it used to be. The memories
No.
that we have are like we're grasping at straws,
Mm.
thinking about how life used to be. And I don't even think our
Mm.
children can even experience that
Mm-mm.
because it's so different from what we knew and what is going on in Nigeria now, the reality. So I think a lot of us have been burnt and upset and are really sad, and we don't want to live in denial. We have to call out for what we have to call out the truth and speak our truth. Not
Mm-mm.
lying, not embroidering, not saying, oh, Nigeria is perfect. No country is perfect. But I
Mm.
think a lot of us find it hard to speak about, speak embroidering the truth, lying, or twisting it to suit a certain narrative. I think we have gone past that and would rather be real. And I speak
Mm.
for myself. That's how I see it. I don't see any other way. So it's not like it's easy for us to speak about or we like doing it, but it is the reality on ground. And
Mm.
unfortunately, for a lot of us, we still have lots of family in Nigeria that haven't left and will never leave.
Leave. It's
Yes,
true.
we don't even have the means to leave. So the reality stares you in the face from calls, from videos, from messages, from social media. There's always
Mm.
something going on. But that is my own experience. I'll leave Ibukun to speak her own mind. But that, because Nigeria, I'm very passionate about Nigeria. And in fact, my mom
Mm.
used to say that if there was any child of hers that thought was never going to leave Nigeria, was going to be me. I never
Mm.
thought I was going to leave. I thought that was my destiny, everything. I was going to get married, all of that. But unfortunately or fortunately, marriage took me out of Nigeria.
Mm.
And I used to have a very rosy eyed, lovey dovey relationship about Nigeria,
Mm.
speaking and wanting to live there. And now I think it's all it's all but a mirage now.
Mm.
And
Mm.
I find myself getting really emotional because it's not what it used to be, and it actually
Mm.
breaks my heart. I
Mm.
think I don't know how else to express myself, but it does hurt to talk about Nigeria generally. So I think a lot of us just are very realistic and are just speaking things that we see and refuse
Mm.
to pretend all is well when it's not well. So I'll leave you to say your own bit, Boko.
But let's see. I hear your emotion. And okay, so the question is interesting in terms of how it's phrased, and because we're not in front of the person, we can't ask for clarification. But if we take it as the person is asking, why do we as Nigerians easily um, and freely, openly speak about how bad the country is, some aspects of tradition for us is, and things like that. I think it's due to, if you will, almost a nature versus nurture situation. So our nature as Nigerians is we are very easygoing, outgoing, extroverted. Most Nigerians, if you meet a Nigerian in any context, you would know soon that they're Nigerian because of the way we express ourselves. And you said something, Sissy, in terms of we don't hide. We, we, we are very direct people. That's it. We are very direct people. We're not of a culture where we are overly polite. We have respect, but we do not um, we do not give face, is the way Nigerian would say it. We are not in the habit, and generally, of hiding behind some facade of we're cultured and all that lovely stuff. We're posh. No, a lot of us still have bush in us, and that means we would say it as it is, and that would come across to someone from another culture as brash, as very confrontational, and maybe even gossiping.
Aggressive.
Yeah,
Also,
aggressive and gossiping. I would say personally, talking bad about anyone, whether the person is Nigerian, as a Nigerian, is not something I advocate. I would say the truth, but I wouldn't do it to bring the person down. I always have a slant of constructive criticism in anything, but I had to learn it. I'll be honest with you to say I had to learn it. It wasn't always the case. So I still remember there was one barbecue that we had, Sissy, and you were talking about Nigeria, and it was a mixed crowd.
I remember
And
that day.
yeah, there was a lady from another African country who got very upset with you because, according to her, that you should never speak badly about your country in front of someone from another country, which is her culture. And it's fine, it's your culture. But her understanding of how we are as a population was obviously greatly lacking, in terms of we're not saying it to demean ourselves. Actually, we're
And I
saying
was
it
also speaking to someone that had lived in Nigeria. That was not
exactly
Nigerian. I lived in Nigeria, he was trying to reminisce. So I was just trying to keep him up to date. But yeah, I
on
remember
what
that
was going
conversation.
on. You
Yeah.
remember that incident. And it was very interesting because I was like, what's her problem? But then she explained herself, and I understood where she was coming from. But I still think she left without an understanding of how we as Nigerians are as a people. We
Mm.
call out nonsense. We call out nonsense. And in a way, I actually feel we're getting to be a more subdued people. We're not as vocal as we used to be.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and that is, if you will, the nature of Nigerians. It doesn't matter east, west, north, south. We'll tell you as it is. There are some of us that find a diplomatic way, which is nurtured, in terms of, it's not our nature to be diplomatic, but we nurture that skill so that we are not too brash, or aggressive, in terms of our communication. But I think that answers the question. It's nothing evil. But we love our country. If someone outside of Nigeria attacks Nigeria, well, try it first of all.
Mm. And
You're on
that's
your
the
own.
thing. So we I think there's
Yeah.
an unspoken rule. I don't know how it is.
Mm,
We can talk smack about each other. But
mm,
the day you come for one of us,
mm.
it's like it's over.
And then
Nigerians will go out of there. They will come together. Now
they will.
it's not um it's not a tribal thing anymore. It's not
No, no,
we
no.
remove all those things that keep us in boxes and we attack, attack, attack. In
Mm-mm.
fact, we've had I think we're just bullies, online bullies. We've had situations that people apologize for upsetting Nigerians. Nigerians will go out of their way to report the page of the person that said smack. They will report, they will insult, you will never lose it down. Come for one of us, come for everyone.
You
But
know
we
what
insult
reminded me
ourselves,
of?
though. We insult ourselves. Among ourselves, we are fighting. But you make mistake and hurt one of us,
Right.
you are in
Forget it.
trouble.
Forget it.
You
Do
are in
you
trouble.
remember? Well, this wasn't even like the person intentionally set out to hurt, but this is how do they say, cultural misappropriation or appropriation? I don't even know which one it is.
Mm.
This popular UK chef decided to cook jollof rice one day.
Hey,
It was too funny.
oh my goodness. Nigeria. Oh, it was the worst mistake of his life. I doubt he will ever be able to live it down. They call the food sacrifice to say that is not our food. How dare you? Why didn't you get a Nigerian to show you? There's nothing they did not say.
When Uncle was putting lemon juice
He made the Daily Mail. That's not only that. There is also that referee for the World Cup in 2020, I think,
Okay.
gave us a red card or something. Trust me.
Oh,
They went to his page. They
ha,
cost till today. I think the guy has not posted anything since that World Cup. In fact, he made sure that you could not comment. They found where they could comment from again. Somebody only had 10 comments. 5,000, 10,000 comments. Oh, they finished this guy. They insulted his children. The guy will never referee a Nigerian match again. They kicked
actually,
him
this
out.
is actually something a lot of cultures would acknowledge in Nigerians. Nigerians are skilled at insulting people. And you need to tread carefully because there are some that will just straight out insult you. But there are some, the way they would insult you. Ah,
I
the
saw
way
an insult online. Somebody said that is this person that made me realize that people outgrow their brain.
yeah.
You outgrow your brain. Or when it was raining sense, you started to use umbrella. Or you as useless as the K in knife.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I actually screen grab them because me, I'm learning work.
You're learning insults.
Sit down sometimes and just analyze. You don't even know it's insults. So
I'm laughing over today.
they have a special school for insult. He doesn't easy.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Insult ourselves, don't join us. But you don't
Don't.
join us to insult us. There was this guy during World Cup that said good for Nigeria, that
Mm.
Nigeria has lost out or something. Nigerians report this guy lost his page. Oh. He
Ah,
knelt down and started apologizing. And he did it as a joke. He was Ghanaian. He knelt down and started apologizing that he's very sorry for offending Nigerians. He cannot say that, we don't play. We do not play. So we don't know how to pretend.
no, we don't.
But like
We
you said,
don't.
there was something important that you said. You said that we seem to be losing that
Mm.
boldness that
Mm.
comes. And I think is a generational thing, and I think is a religious thing.
Okay.
Because
Interesting.
you have a lot of people doing running the psychology of why you must not disrespect people, even in church.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
True.
make it make sense. Someone stepping out of line, church
Mm.
or no church, number one, and I think people need to remember, they are first human because we have a lot of hero worshipping, and you cannot call out an elder, and that is what our father's generation, elder, younger, they will call you out.
They will call you out. Yeah.
But there's a lot of psychological warfare that is going on, and
Mm.
they use that oppression. They use the pulpit and the mosque sub,
Up to
to
you.
subdue the young.
Mm.
That is what
Mm.
is happening. It's not because they don't know what to do. There's a psychological warfare. And they've realized that because we are very religious, we actually listen to these people. And that is why, even if a so called man of God is erring, people are not saying it because they don't want to touch the anointed man
The
of God.
anointed.
But you fail to realize that we are all anointed.
Yeah.
There is no, in
It, that
fact, God
passage
more
refers to all
responsibility.
of us who
Thank
are
you.
committed to God.
God
Yeah.
has no stepchild.
Nope.
So we are
Nope.
all anointed of God.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, the leaders in church, the pastor and all that, have more responsibility because they win people to Christ, they make people fall out of faith, they are in trouble with God.
Proper trouble.
So it doesn't mean that you cannot call these people out. You turn your face to that because somebody is misbehaving, and people will be telling you, how dare you, why would you? There's nothing you will not hear. And that
Mm.
is the problem with our generation. They have used religion to subdue us generally.
Mm.
And they've used it to divide us. Because even when you want to call it out, they'll say, oh, because this person is not Christian like you. Or,
Mm-hmm.
oh, because not from the same place as you.
Mm.
They have used religion and tribe to divide us.
Hmm.
And that is what is happening. So that is
Do
why
you
we're not
think it's
as old as
intentional?
it is intentional.
Mm.
They have found out how to manipulate the younger ones. It is intentional.
Interesting.
Very intentional. It is not subtle anymore. It used to be very subtle. They were not bold
Mm.
about it. But now it is very, very, very in your face. No one, they're not
It is.
hiding it. Which
It
is
is.
rather sad because you have allowed yourself to be used as pawns. But that is also the problem when you have so many churches and they are there, or even imams, they are there for what they can get from it.
Of course,
They
it's
might
a
have
business.
started out winning souls, but now it's the popularity contest. So a lot of them are there for what they will gain from it. So it is intentional.
I'm glad you said a lot because there is always a remnant. There would
Yes.
always be a small group
They are
or
standing on the truth,
that
on the
are
word. Yes.
exactly
And
that are
how
preserved.
actually, yes. To
Yes.
continue speaking the truth. So we have that. But that is
Um,
why Nigerians speak like that. So it's not a I think I've gone off a bit off on a tangent, but I
no
think it was
worries.
very important that I elaborated on that point that you said when it came to that boldness, that fearlessness, that
Mm,
fierceness. Because we have leaders. Gowon became president at 39. Do we have any
mm,
39-year-old as a governor? It's not
no.
possible.
Mm-mm,
You have the older ones that are supposed to be looking after their grandchildren at the helm of affairs.
mm,
So it's almost like these young ones that would have been in places of position are now pandering to these elderly people, and they cannot, and they are sub they are subjects to these elderly people that are there and cannot wait to take over in their old age. And you have
age
people telling you what is wrong in being at this age, what is wrong, which is very sad because we have a very young population.
who are not given the opportunity
No,
to have a
no,
say so.
no, not at all.
Ah,
So
God.
that therein lies the problem. But yeah, I just felt it was very important to bring that out. But
Mm,
yes, so that is why we can't hide ourselves. We just have to speak the truth. We don't know how to pretend. And a lot of people find us very aggressive and very
mhm.
in your face, but we don't know how to.
Be different.
Yes. But you have a lot of people that are very good in playing up and being pretenders. But I don't know if it's generally a Nigerian thing because I've not really been in a workspace apart from in Nigeria with Nigerians. So I didn't know any better. I didn't join in all that office gossip, but
Hmm.
yes, I did in Nigeria. I did work with Nigerians. But here, I've not really been in that position. So I can't say if you have a lot of people that are playing the system and pretending to be very calm, but behind you are talking smack. You have people like that. I have never dealt with it, so I can't
Mm.
speak on that. But
Well, as if you will, as a parallel, British culture is very polite. It would take a lot for them
pretentious.
to tell you what, there you go, to tell you what they really think about you.
Mm,
But it doesn't take a lot for a Nigerian to do that. But let's move on. Let's
yes.
go through other questions that
So,
the world is asking about
yes.
Nigeria.
So why are Ghanaians, Cameroonians, and other African countries always talking about Nigeria? I
Ah,
find this very interesting.
wait
So
now, wait. Why is that a question for us as Nigerians? What's our own if they're talking about us?
I think other people on the outside looking in are wondering because yesterday I was watching a short and someone was
Mm,
asking them a flag and almost he asked maybe about 40 people, about
mhm.
37 knew it was a Nigerian flag.
Wow.
So we are a topic of conversation.
Mm.
So I think people are
Okay.
generally, none of those countries that talk about us are intrigued. Why? So somebody listed 20 things you do not know about Nigeria. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
we have time to go through that. I don't think we have a lot of
We
time.
don't. We don't. No, but see, let's talk about why people might talk about you. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's particular to just being um from Nigeria or in Nigeria. It's
Mm.
generally, why do people talk about anyone? What is it that fascinates somebody to the point where,
Well, I think, I
yeah,
think, I really think that a lot of people want to be us.
it could be that,
I
yeah.
I think that I might not be
Hmm.
100% right, and please don't come for my neck. But
Yeah,
I
let
think
them
to a
try.
certain extent, people, it's that we have vibes for days. Our
We do.
music, we come over and we come to a party and they're playing Nigerian song and everyone. I was watching
Mm,
a shot from a rep talking about the PM or something, and
mm,
they were talking about one of our artists, Burna Boy, in Canada, how he
okay.
sold out the stadium, and then the girl commented that her PM in I don't know what country, Canada, was talking
Hmm.
about Burna Boy and listen to Burna Boy, and the speaker of the house said, "I listen to Burna Boy." So our music is there is just something very catchy and danceable about
Hmm.
Nigerians, even the dance routines, even music that's not ours. So they put a spin on it once a Nigerian does it and it goes viral.
Because
So we
yes,
have things like that. So a lot of
yeah.
people want to be.
Hmm.
Some are generally just intrigued about what makes us tick, what makes us who we are. And I am actually very, very proud of myself as a Nigerian, despite all that's going on in Nigeria that is cause for concern and very upsetting. I'm very proud to be Nigerian. I never hide it. I never call myself British. I don't think I am British. I
Hmm.
feel I am Nigerian,
Hmm.
Nigerian British. So I am very proud of my culture and my heritage, and I don't hide it. I embody it, unlike some people that were born in Manchester. I embody it. I am
Whatever. I'm happy for you.
very,
The,
very,
the,
I am
the,
very, 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 very out there about my
mm,
culture. So yes. But I think it's very important that apart from this being a podcast or a vlog
yeah.
that we talk about issues, that we also educate people. So I think
Yes.
we're gonna have one and we're gonna talk about 20 things you do not know about
About
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
That's
I
very
think we sort of did that for Independence Day last year.
no, but there is
Mhm.
more on the African
Mhm.
side what Nigeria has done for other African countries, and I think it's very important that we put it out there.
Out there.
But also, our population is something that makes because there's nowhere you go to you don't find a Nigerian. So we are everywhere. So it's very you can't hide us. Like you can't
Mm-mm.
stay hidden. So you have that as well. So it's like a hydra head with different tentacles everywhere.
Mm.
And so we are in your face. So
Mm-hmm.
we are so many out there that I don't know, I don't maybe I'll let you go because I don't think I'm stringing my words along properly.
But well, to think about how you want to put it together. But I also think it's curiosity wrapped in a tiny bit of bitter, a tiny bit of bitterness,
We're
genuinely.
very, very vibrant.
We are. You know, when you have this popular girl, like if we're talking playground rules, and whenever she turns up, everyone turns to her. That is how Nigerians are in the midst of Africans. Genuinely, this is not hyping us up. But it's like, what is it about them? Why them? It's not like they are nice people, that sort of thing. Like I said, I think it's curiosity wrapped in a tiny bit of bitterness. It might be a bit bitter, but that's their own. But my perspective is, if you're talking about someone, it's because they have something you don't have, not necessarily for a horrible reason, but your curiosity about why they are who they are, or why they are more effervescent than you are in a situation, or why they succeed, because that's another thing I have heard, that why are Nigerians being called the giants of Africa. And that's because statistics show, if you're talking about a black population from a specific geography, Nigerians are the more successful black population. Easy way to define it. And as a result, it's like, why not us? Why not people from my country? And it's for many things. And genuinely, there's no need to have a claim to something. And yes, it is more observable when there's a huge population of people doing certain things. But it's like the Asian countries saying, why China? Why are we just always talking about China as opposed to Myanmar, which is a country? And you're thinking, why even comparing yourself? As they say, comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Uncle, auntie, stop looking at something else. Concentrate on what you are doing, make the best of what you're doing, be
Mhm.
successful in what you're doing, break generational habits, not even curses, generational habits of, oh, it's us versus them. No one is competing with you. Someone said it that the African country is competing with Nigeria when Nigeria is competing with the world. And that is if you
Are
will.
we really competing with the world? I don't think. I think we are delusional
We're delusional.
when it comes to that competition because we haven't got it.
Was in the context of Nollywood, Sissy. It was in
Okay.
the context of Nollywood in terms of the film industry.
When it comes to competition, individuals
Yes.
making Nigeria proud. Our music, our musicians, our film industry,
Hmm.
Netflix, Prime. What's the other one? Netflix, Prime, and
I don't know.
yeah, Netflix, Prime, and there's one other one, not Apple.
Okay.
Netflix, Prime. Whatever. Anyway, Netflix, Prime. We're making where
Yeah.
we are making waves, but as
Mhm.
a country, it is very disappointing.
It is, but that's a different conversation because, to be honest with you, back to a past episode which we recorded on Village People, it's self-inflicted.
Hmm.
In my opinion, right now it's self-inflicted. What I remember from the 80s is not what it is today in terms of how we as a people operate. But we can talk about that. We can go deep into our perception on Nigerian society and politics. But Sissy, let's see if we can do one more before we sign out today. It's a bit of a longer episode, but I find this fascinating in terms of people's curiosity about Nigeria. Let's see how we go.
Okay. Um. Sorry.
No worries, take your time.
Um, okay. Another question is why is it that Nigerians when they are introducing people that are from
Mhm.
Nigeria to another person that's not from Nigeria, they say this is my brother, even though they're not related.
Because it's my brother. Oh dear, that's an interesting question. It's a cultural thing. It's like how we call any woman older than us auntie,
Yeah.
or a man older than us uncle,
Yeah.
or someone who is the same um, generation as our grandparents, even though
Yeah.
we're not related by blood, we'll call them grandma, grandpa.
Yeah.
It's it's just the way we refer to people in general. And we also do the my friend as well. So
Yes.
someone who is obviously not your friend, you will say my friend.
I was going to say, look at your friend, look at your friend. Yes, so we do that as well. But
Yeah.
it's just can I call it not banter, but I think it's the familiarity that this is someone from home. This is
Yes.
someone that is closer to me in terms of in terms of proximity as compared to you. So this is one of my Nigerian brothers or my Nigerian sister. But I do
Yeah.
my African sister, my African brother. I do that as well. So
Mm,
it is, I think it's just to make people feel comfortable, feel at home, and feel welcome, and not feel ostracized. Because you have a
mm,
lot of people that move
mm,
areas, meet people,
mm,
but feel alone, like they're doing this journey on their own. And it's kind of nice when you have someone that refers to you as part of them. It makes you feel included, not excluded. And that's one thing we're very good at until they start fighting. That's one thing we're very good at generally as a people. Accommodating, I think, is the word. We know how to bring our people together.
mm.
Now, me saying this, there'll be a lot of people that would beg to disagree that that's not how they see the whole Nigerian spirit when they are abroad. You have people that complain that Nigeria are the most horrible set of people to fellow Nigerians. Like I said, speaking on experience and speaking about my experience, not
Right.
about anybody. And I have to talk from my own point of view. And I can't use another person's situation to judge a situation because this is me speaking
Mm,
as a Nigerian. These are my experiences. These are my what's that word? These are my like life lessons along the
mm,
way. And I
mm,
cannot speak for other people.
mm.
So that's just me. But I feel that you include people when you refer to them as my brother, my sister is accommodating. It also seems like it's a friendly face, is a friendly, this is home,
Mm.
this is family, this familiar territory. It's just very inclusive. And I think that's general and accommodating.
I
Yeah.
like that word. It's
Yeah.
inclusive. It's
Yeah.
inclusive. It makes someone fit. It makes the person you're referring to as brother or sister, instantly feel I am with my own, you
Mm,
know? And I think that's one thing we do. If we adopt you as Nigerians,
mm.
you are with us for life.
For life.
Life.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You
That's
know?
very true. So I think it's very important because we are speaking about our own experiences, not about other people. I'm sure people will have different stories to tell, good, bad, ugly experiences. But hey, that's just life. You can't have it all. And unfortunately, as with other countries, not every individual from a certain country is a good ambassador. You always have the bad ones that are giving people a bad rap. It is normal. And that's just life. That's one of the things of life, navigating through life. So
Mm.
yes, that is it. But anyway, yeah, I think I've said enough.
We've said enough. And on that note, we close out today's episode. Please subscribe. Subscribe, share, review on platforms you are able to review this podcast on. It's Two Nigerian Women. My name is Ibukun, and God bless and stay safe.
My name is Abidemi, but also remember, I would like to do a shout out. Every episode will be a shout out for in a different language. I'm going to shout out the person on a different, and what's that word? Different
Um,
content.
different
Yes.
different geography. Yeah.
Yes, different geography, exactly. So you
Mhm.
can just tell me how to pronounce it, leave a comment, say how you want me to say hello, how I'm going to pronounce it, and then your name. And at the beginning of every podcast, I will do that just to be inclusive. So you are family.
Do you know what you should do, Sissy?
Mm.
Next podcast, do it from one of the ethnicities you've discovered your people are from, and
Mm.
let people guess.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's a jump off. Yeah, I can start that. Yes. That's perfect.
All
Yes.
right. Well,
Right.
take care of yourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, and see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.